Sure, comic book conventions are a great place to get a lost episode of Batman or maybe Green Lantern. But what a lot of people don't realize is that pinup artwork is coming back, and I'm here with a guy that is helping to bring that back. And this is another thing that you'll find here at one of these great comic book conventions. This is Dave Nestler, everybody. And Dave, of course, Betty Page was kind of the gal that really got things started with this pinup a long time ago. Even like 15 years ago, you haven't heard of pinups. But what do you think is bringing that back? It
started kind of like, I mean, pinup obviously for people that have no idea about the genre. I mean, it's an American genre of art. It's not something we stole from the French, called it post whatever. I mean, this is born out of World War II, America.
Yeah.
You know, GIs pinning up pictures of girls in their lockers, where it started from, and it had a huge presence in the 40s, 50s, and even 60s with all the calendar work and all that. And it kind of died for a while. It just kind of, photography kind of took over the scene. You know, photography was becoming more prevalent. And then around the mid-80s, Olivia kind of made a resurgence with it, with a more contemporary version of the classic pinup girl. But I got into business about 15 years ago, and it's funny, as I got into the market, I could go months or a year without even hearing the word pinup. But just in the last like 4 or 5 years, with the explosion in the tattoo markets and some of the other markets, pinup's become, a little bit more popular. Actually, a lot more popular. It's just a lot of people still aren't really quite sure what it is.
And you do the tattoo conventions as well?
Oh yeah, I'm on the circuit. I'm a contributing writer for a couple of big tattoo magazines. I do convention coverage for them. I write how to draw articles. I've already done 9 tattoo conventions this year. I'll be in Halifax, Nova Scotia next weekend.
And then
for one.
You've also got some big names out there that commission you to do some of these drawings. And who are the people that you
George Lucas.
George Lucas.
That's not much bad. That's not bad. It doesn't get much better than that. But I do a lot of magazine work. I've been in Playboy half a dozen times.
Right.
Penthouse. I got a spread coming out in Hustler. And not just girly mags. I mean, heavy metal. I've got features coming out, everything from airbrush action to rebel rods. Hot chicks are universal. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's stuck in a market. I mean,
certainly
anybody can walk in their local beer store and see 6-foot cutouts of girls everywhere.
Yeah.
That's pinup art. I probably know half of those girls, and they just don't realize that it's something that, it's prevalent. It's everywhere around us. They just don't realize what it is. Oh, it's just a pretty girl. No, it's pinup.
And we can go to your website and buy some of your work. What's your website?
DaveNestler.com.
All right, DaveNestler.com. Mm-hmm. You really should go there and check out all the great work that he's done over the years. This stuff is really fantastic. And Dave, thanks for your time.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. All right, let's move on. All right, Wolfpack, I'm here with Rae Dawn Chong, and it's really great meeting you.
Thank you.
You had an opportunity to work with your dad on some projects. What was that like?
It was a combination of torture and pleasant, because it's always fun to be around my dad. On the other hand, I've never really been given a great part from him, so it was like mixed, I think I prefer having dinner with him and having family occasions more than making movies with him personally.
Well, now obviously,
but I do love him to pieces.
Well, when the fans watch, Tommy Chong, obviously we have one version of him. What's he really like?
I mean, he's older now and he kind of forgets things.
Yeah.
I mean, he still smokes weed, which I think is astounding.
Yeah.
But he's in his 70s and he's a good guy. He's a hippie.
Sure.
My dad is like an original. But he's a hippie who bodybuilds.
Yeah.
So he's a weightlifter too. So he's a complex dude, actually.
Wow, that's really cool.
And he's funny. Scotty fit.
Looking good. Looking good, dude.
I noticed on your table, as far as Christmas Story goes, that you've got a behind-the-scenes look. Is that something that can be that anybody can get a hold of? Or
Oh yeah,
just
we
at the
have.
cons?
It's called the Untold Christmas Story, and it's a behind-the-scenes thing that myself and the other kids from the movie did in Miss Shields. We had to include our teacher.
Yeah.
But you can go on the Christmas Story House website, www.christmasstoryhouse.com, and you can buy it there. Or if you're running to me at a show someplace, you come and see me.
Fantastic. Yeah, I can tell you love doing these cons. What's your most favorite part about doing these as you're traveling around?
We get to see either people we don't know and introduce yourself, or old friends.
Yeah.
I first time I met George Takei, I was 15 years old. So
okay.
it's like I get to, hey, how you? Oh my God, how are you?
So it's kind of a cool little family or class reunion here, kind of a thing.
Martin Kleba from Pirates of the Caribbean. He
Yeah.
comes to my folks' house for our barbecues. He's one of my good friends,
Okay.
And, Peter Mayhew. I mean, so many people here that I know.
One thing that you definitely will see a lot of at a Comic-Con, just like this one, are a lot of Star Wars characters. Your Stormtroopers, Darth Vaders, boy, these huge creatures like this one right here behind us. Martin Pondell is one of the guys that is behind a great group. It's actually a worldwide group called the 501st. And why don't you tell everybody about that?
Well, the 501st Legion of Stormtroopers is a worldwide organization of professional costumers. All of our costumes are handmade. We set ourselves to a certain standard. We have to look like we literally walked out of the movie or the TV shows. And everything we do is for charity, for free. We charge nothing for what we do. We've done Make-A-Wish Foundations, children hospital visits. This is a hobby that we take to an extreme that we absolutely enjoy and love. And one of the reasons we actually do this is when we see that look on that child's face when we go to a hospital, you cannot put a price on that whatsoever. That is one of the reasons why we do what we do and share the way we share it.
Well, that's interesting that you say that. And I think it's very admirable, by the way, that you do this for fundraisers and whatnot. Now, I look at a lot of these costumes, and it looks like some of these Stormtrooper costumes can be what, $500 to $1,000? What do you think?
Roughly, you get what you put into it, and a lot of us we start with roughly about $800 some odd dollars. I personally do a TIE pilot, and I'm already over $1,500 just in my investment.
That's fantastic. Now, how many members are we talking about?
Within Michigan alone, within the Great Lakes Garrison, we are up to 94 members.
Okay.
In 2007, we made it into the Guinness Book of World Records as having over 5,000 members worldwide. We've already surpassed that.
Wow, that's now. So somebody's watching this, and they totally digging Star Wars, and they want to be a Stormtrooper. They want to, whatever. How do they get involved? What's the process?
We recommend people to find their local membership, local garrison or squad, sign up with their forums to speak with them. We also have detachments like clonetroopers.net, whitearmor.net. Sign up, talk to us. We're not going to bite you. We love to share the work, what we do. We always welcome new members.
All right, fantastic. Hey, Martin, thanks a lot, man. And it's really always a pleasure to see these walking around. I know everybody gets really jazzed about them. All right, gang, let's go check out some more here at the Comic-Con.